Good morning, party people. Howdy, it is Friday. Yes, this has been one heck of a long week, especially for me. I do, um, clients can book me for weekends, and so I've actually worked like several of the last week, several weekends in a row. And so this is my first time that I'm off for a while, and so I'm super excited about that. I have like a 5-day weekend if you include today, that starts today, so I'm all about that. I'm not going to do a whole lot of I was going to say I'm not going to do a whole lot of anything, but I'm going to do a whole hell of a lot of everything here shortly. I actually have a whole lot of stuff that I want to do. Prepping for our annual Black Friday sale. So we do a Black Friday sale every. Good morning, drop table employees. Good to see you. Good to see you as well. But we do a Black Friday sale every year, and so I've got to set up a whole bunch of emails and stuff to prepare for that. So it was actually kind of nice. I was supposed to be working for the next few hours still. I have a client in the UK, like Belgium, or not Belgium, Isle of Man and Bulgaria that I was working on. Good morning, Marcos. And I was supposed to be working with them until 7 a.m., I think, my time, for like another 2 hours still. But we ended up finishing early, and I'm like, oh, I have some stuff I have to do on the first responder kit that I've always wanted to go tackle. One of them's a pull request from somebody else. Josh, good morning. A pull request from somebody else that I want to go look at that's not quite there. It's got a lot of good starting, but I was like, oh, that's not going to quite cut it for production, so I'm going to add some more things into it. The real one, nice. So I've got some stuff that I'm going to add into there. Then there's also something that I've always wanted to do for SP Blitz Index that is a consultant that's super important for me for showing off. Like I love to be able to show off something out of the client's data that they didn't know. Good morning, Ireland. Good morning, all kinds of stuff. I know, Richie, yeah, but I was like, well, I got like 2 hours and I can't really do anything until my wife wakes up. So, I mean, I can do all kinds of stuff, but I'm just going to try. Yeah, thanks. I like the Spitfire keyboard too, or the Knight Rider keyboard. But I'm like, well, I've got these couple of hours here. I might as well go knock off these SP Blitz changes. And I might, that's true, I might do a release today. I'm not quite sure if I want to do that. Ooh, Paris, very nice. So we won't do an open Q&A today. I won't do just an Ask Me Anything kind of thing. I'm probably only going to need to work on this for like, if I had to guess, I'm going to say it's going to be half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, because I'm going to talk through it as it works. Oh, thanks. Glad you enjoy it. But, good to see you, Dobie, too, again. So it should be a pretty straightforward. My friend asked, oh, that's such a good, nicely done with the Twitch name there. That's good. My friend asks. That's just absolutely fantastic. Chris, good afternoon. All right, so let's go hop open GitHub and go see what's going on. I already know. Oh, that's so good, Surly Dev. That's genius. I love it. That's so funny. That's pretty good. So SP Blitz Who? SP Blitz Who is kind of like Atom Mechanics SP Who is active. It shows you which queries are running right now. And so this person, Risky, I wonder if that's the one I know. I bet it is the one I know, actually. I remember asking you, I think, that last time. Rich, you have a crazy availability groups from. So this Dylan from Australia says, oh, welcome to the club, Umer. Dylan says, a few times I've been finding myself investigating some issue and I want to go see what one particular SPID is doing. He says he knows what the session ID is and he just wants to be able to jump straight to that direct session. But right now, SP Blitz Who is organized by which queries have been running the longest. It's not organized by session ID. So if you were looking for one particular SPID and you wanted to see their wait stats, their query plan, what they were doing, etc., it would suck really bad trying to work through it. I need to adjust this camera because I was moving it for a client call and then I never moved it back. So I was going to say that makes it look like I'm just, oh, that's right, this is green. I forgot about that. So you can see straight through me. That's kind of funny how that works. I'm transparent. So this makes perfect sense. And Dylan even put in a pull request, even documented what he wanted to do, and then created a pull request for it. And I love that inside of GitHub, I can just click on it and go into, I don't write one unit test. And it's not that I write 2 unit tests either. I can go over to files changed and it shows me the difference in what he added. This is kind of cool. So he says if they pass in a sort order of, say, elapsed time, then sort the SP Blitz Who rows by elapsed time ascending. If they pass in sort order session ID, then session ID descending. Otherwise, if they passed in something we don't recognize, hi Ernesto, if they passed in something we don't recognize, just sort by elapsed time ascending. All right, so me, in my never-ending quest for anal retentive perfection, I totally not true. If I could change one thing going back through time, it would be making sure that everything that I write uses the same parameters, like that it works exactly the same way. If I require spaces in one, I would require spaces in all. If I required camel case in one, I would require camel case in all. So I'm going to tweak what Dylan put in. I'm actually going to accept it as is for a pull request, but I'm going to go in and change it because I'm going to make the sort orders exactly match what the way that SP Blitz Cache does it, that we put spaces in between stuff as well. If you want to pass in underscores or whatever, I'll totally accept that. We'll have multiple sort orders inside here. Then the other thing is that some folks runs their SQL servers with case-sensitive collations. I'd be curious, just so people who don't use case-sensitive collations can see how widespread it is. If you use case-sensitive collations in production, give a shout out over in the chat so that other people can see how widespread it is. So I tell you what, it was a shock to me when I first started working as a consultant. None of my scripts worked on case-sensitive servers. And it turns out that there are a ton of people out there like SAP who run case-sensitive everywhere. So I'm going to accept this guy's changes, accept Dylan's changes, but then I'm going to go make my own. So I'm going to say, thanks for the pull request and nice work. I'm merging this into the dev branch and Steve says he uses it, we'll put, it'll be branch, and it'll be in the October release with credit to you in the release notes. It's only just Steve this morning. Oh no, okay, I got a couple of times inside here. So I'm going to copy paste that out because I'm going to use it in the issue note too as well. Oops, zoom back out of there. We are going to assign him just in case he goes through and looks at his GitHub history. I am going to say that this is an enhancement in SP Blitz Who. And then I'm going to say it's in the milestone of Kevlar. Kevlar says, I've had to use it, but not by choice. I'm exactly with you there. And the linked issue is, let's see, SP Blitz Who. See if there is one. There it is right there. That's perfect. Okay. So now, the Netherlands, G Surgeon, good to see you again. Only 4 fields of only 2 tables are case sensitive. That's kind of a weird choice. Then we will merge that pull request, confirm it. We will hop back over to that issue. So probably disappeared from the issue list. Yeah, I'll have to go to closed and pull it from over there. Maybe not. We'll say is issue SP Blitz Who sort. There we go. That's it right there. And we will put that in the October milestone and copy paste the little note that we had inside there, comment. Now, I need to go make it work with case-sensitive servers, and I need to make it work with more kinds of sort orders. So I'm going to reuse his issue number. He's got issue number 2603. I'm going to come over to GitHub. Oh, there's a new version of GitHub Desktop available. Well, I'm all about keeping things up to date. Not really. I mean, some things, but not others. So let's go add a new branch to the issue, or new branch to the repo. I've already, surly Deb, that's actually pretty good. 2603, oops, 2603, damn it, copy paste from the right place. 2603, so we're going to call this branch 2603, and then SP Blitz Who, case sensitive sorting. And then new branch. Yep, exactly. J. Cole, I'm less interested in those. That's a little bit more of a pain in the rear. Brand up here updating GitHub desktop. It's real low rent entertainment here, Catherine. And see, I was going to say, like, do I have to worry about, I want to try and say Catherine correctly, not Catherine, because this isn't like your Starbucks order. And then publish that branch. Crazy. I know that kills me all the time. Oh my God, like putting things in TempDB just absolutely kills me. So now let's go open that file. Let's go into our first responder kit. Let's go open SP Blitz Who. And then, so we've got this brand new sort order. What the what? Did I not what? Did I not pull? I probably didn't pull. And if it's not there, I'm going to be disappointed. It's in temp. It's in first responder kit. SP Blitz Who. Damn it! There should have been a sort order inside there. What did I screw up? Let's close out of there. What did I not fetch? So let's fetch the dev branch, fetch the origin. Am I getting the wrong file? SP Blitz Who? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. So it's got a sort order. It's right there. So let's close out of that guy. Let's switch back over to our branch because I should have had a branch case-sensitive sorting. Please, for the love of God, be in there. Don't make me create a new branch just for, not like it's that hard. It didn't. Okay, screw it. So I would have to sync my changes with, or pull my changes down from dev. I have no idea how the hell that works. Update from dev. Oh, it's just an option in GitHub desktop. Oh, thanks, good. Thank goodness. Push origin. What? I get a little nervous about that. I get really nervous about that. I don't do that too often, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. Let's try it one more time, and please just be in there. I'm just good enough at GitHub in order to kind of understand. Nope. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Whew. All right. So there's sort order. All right, now, I respect that he wanted to use the exact same sort order names as the columns in the output. The thing is I'm going to kind of base it off of what SP Blitz Cache does instead. People are more used to having spaces inside there or saying duration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there. The first thing that I'm going to do after we come in, after the help, is I'm going to uppercase sort order. Actually, I'm going to rip it off of SP Blitz Cache. I'm going to go in and Ashish, will it make a difference when using parameters as nVar? You're probably thinking that right there at the end. I'm going to rip off the sort order code from SP Blitz Cache. Sort order. So there's that. Let's go next. Sort order next. There we go. All right, so we did lower. All right, so in SP Blitz Cache, we did lower for sort order. So then for consistency, I am going to use the exact same code. So let's copy paste that out. And we'll come down here and set it right here. Paste. All right. Why would there not be an apostrophe there? There needs to be an apostrophe there. All right, so let's get lower sort order. Okay, so now we've got the case thing handled. Now let's go see where we were setting sort order. So sort order, here we go. So here's the part of Dylan, was it Dylan, I think his name was? Dylan's code where he's doing this piece. I'm going to go add a few more, but I'm going to add things that are more typical of what we would do with SP Blitz Cache. So when, let's just say, copy, paste, say it says session ID. Let's also say this copy, paste. This is probably tabs or spaces, who God only knows. Well, you know what? So actually, screw that. So there isn't already an else. There's an else. I don't need a separate branch for elapsed time. So I'm just going to put in I don't even have to check for elapsed time, because if it's elapsed time, it's going to, I don't even have to do that. Look at me, performance tuning. I think that's going to get it. So I also want to sort by memory grant. And in order to get what memory grant is, I'm not sure that it's actually, oh, look at that right there, requested memory. Requested memory as, maybe I don't want to do it. I kind of want to do it as right. Hi, Mossy Moss, good to see you. Actually, as long as I'm in there, I'm going to sort by anything. That's kind of amazing. I kind of want to sort by all of it. So let's go run. I'm just going to go run it in another window. SP Blitz Who expert. I'll just start with just SP Blitz Who. In order for SP Blitz Who to produce any output, I got to go run a query. So I'm going to go fire up another window and say select count star from stack overflow howdy Sujith DBO posts with index equals 0 just to force it to go do a clustered index scan. Execute. While that runs, I'll go back over to SP Blitz Who and run it. So what this is going to give me is the list of columns that I could go sort by. I'm going to go even more than that. Expert mode equals 1. And then when that returns, all right, now I'm going to stop over on that window just because now I've got the output that I want. So here I've got the full set of columns from SP Blitz Who expert mode. I want to be able to look at these and my T-SQL at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this up here, but I'm going to switch over to my SP Blitz Who window, and I'm going to make it a new horizontal tab. So with a new horizontal tab, that lets me split my screen into an SSMS. So now I can have the code that I'm working on the bottom, and on the top is going to be the output result sets from SP Blitz Who. So then I can kind of compare and contrast what parts I need to add to the sort down here. So what else could I want to sort by? I don't know why someone would want to do that, but let's try it. Let's say sort order equals query cost. Random vool français. Query cost, then query cost descending. I don't even know if that's going to work because I don't know if that's an alias to something else. I don't know if I'm going to have to go pull the original columns, but I don't really care. I know, right? Not the DBA you're looking for. Good to see you again. Let's see. I've been thinking about doing blocked sessions, like a blocked session count. SP Who is active does a really good job of this, but there's a possibility that I could play around with that. Not today, Satan. Open transaction count. So we'll try that. We'll just copy paste a few more of these things down in here. So we'll say open transaction count. I'm not a big fan of these tabs, but whatever. Open transaction count is implicit transaction, is implicit transaction, copy and paste. Des would be good. Yep, I do want descending there because I want to find the things that are implicit transactions first. So when they're set to 1, they'll be at the top of the list. That's good. What else? I don't know that I really want to sort by login name, but what the hell? Because I'm in here, I might as well. Login name, then login name. Now that shouldn't be descending. That should be ascending. I know. Yeah, exactly. Santa. Yeah. Then let's see here. Program name. Again, I guess, I don't really know why I want it, but sure, why not? Program name. Oh man, I just realized I would have to write multiples of these with underscores. I think database name isn't in this list. Let me make sure. Oh, it is. Oh, it is earlier. I missed it. Okay, yeah, Bob, I'll get that too. So I just realized I'm going to have to do multiples of these if I do them with spaces. Well, screw that. What I need to do is just replace the spaces with underscores. So back up at the top, let's grab hold of the little magic bar here. See this little magic bar over here in SSMS? Now I can split the code window. When you grab hold of that, you can move to 2 different places in your code. So I'm going to grab hold of that and move that down. So now I've still got my place down here that I can save. But then up in the top window, I can move to a different place in the same script. I can go back up to the top to where we had set sort order. And now I'm also not only going to set it to lower, I'm going to say replace the lower sort order. I'm looking for spaces. Let's do Unicode space. And replace with underscore. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Not the DBA you're looking for. Yeah, you're like probably a little bit behind me on the stream there. So that does it. That works. Let's go then come back here to the original session of our code. I swear to God, every time I grab hold of the bar and I move it back, it always goes to the wrong place. Wherever I have it go to, it's always in the wrong place. Always, every freaking time. So now let's get rid of that one. So we've got Bob the Lobster had asked us to do database names, so let's throw that inside there as well. Copy, paste. So this is database name, then database name descending, except we're going to do ascending because obviously it should be. It says else might not work now. Why would else not work? You got me on that one. Else should gather everything. So if they didn't pass in one we're used to, we're going to go for elapsed time. Except I don't want elapsed time ascending. I want elapsed time descending. Maybe that's what you were thinking. Maybe you wanted that. I'm going for elapsed time descending. Oh, he said I thought it had space. No, cool. Okay, so we got database name. Let's come back across to where we were. So we got host name. We did not get, we got program name. Client interface name, just in case somebody wants it. Sure, why not? What the hell? Client interface name, copy. And then this will be ascending. That other one right above it should be ascending too. Okay, we got that. Let's see here. I'm not going to bother with login time, start time, whatever. I'm going to let people figure that out. Now, the rest of them, though, requests, all these I am going to do. Toby says, why are you appending so many spaces after generating the order by string? Appending so many spaces? I don't think that's what, I think you might have misunderstood what I'm doing inside there. So in there, we're not appending spaces, we're replacing spaces with underscores. So I'm not sure if that, maybe you might have misseen what we were doing inside there. Okay, let's go back over to where we were. So now let's see, we got those. Let's also put in the metrics. So now I want the metrics for, these need to be descending though. So let's say descending. I'm going to go copy, what? That's actually a bug. He says I was entering about line 1047. 1047. Well, why is this? Because this is just whoever wrote the code. I just take their pull requests. So this is really funny. If people are nice to give me code, nice enough to give me code, I tend to not to quibble too much about the formatting. I don't really care about like tabs versus spaces, for example. Drop table says, I have similar functionality with, yeah, I'm like ascending or descending. I'm just not going to get that fancy. I'm just going to assume that, you know, the people are going to want most of them descending. All right, so let's come back into here. So we got program name. Okay, so now in here, I'm just going to put in empty spaces here. Good afternoon, DJ Khaled. So let's copy paste a bunch of things inside here so I can put in empties. And then request CPU time, request logical reads. We'll do request writes, request physical reads, sessions. See, actually, hell, we'll just, we'll do it because I'm quick enough on typing. So I should, you know what I should have said too. So Matt, the thing with replacing tabs and spaces, I used to be with you. In the spaces cab, but here's the deal. Yep, exactly. Surly Dev nails it. Tabs are more inclusive to developers who have sight issues, people who use screen readers. Evidently, it's easier for people who use screen readers to work with tabs. And the instant that I heard that, I was like, I'm sold. You don't have to tell me anything else. I switched over to Team Tabs because I'm like, it doesn't make my life easier there. Void, yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Thank you for pointing it out, though. So now let's see here, session, logical reads, oops, misspelled session, session writes, our session physical reads, howdy Ringazine, good to see you, session writes, and then let's keep dumping out a few more of these inside here because these are pretty amazing, tempdb, allocations, MB, how did I copy paste the wrong damn thing in here? I sure did. I wanted the empty ones. Memory usage. I'm not going to do estimated completion time or percent complete. I'm not going to, transaction isolation level I will do. Screw it, I'll do them all. Deadlock, priority, Transaction isolation level. I draw the line at parallelism. I'm not really worried about parallelism. I'm not going to, oh, I didn't get a grant in that. Oh, I did. Oh, good, I did. So I'm going to go for requested. Let's see here. Let's copy and clean these out just a little bit here before I go on. Delete these. Whoops. Shoot. Copy, paste, 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 paste. And then copy and paste these out. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Good to see you, Greg. Copy and paste. The life of a developer is exciting. Now, and I say, as soon as I say that, there are a bunch of developers inside here, but copy and paste. The life of a bad developer, which is what I would consider myself as. Yeah, Santa, I'm not going to bother with DOP because typically you're going to see that everything's going to be the same on the server. Either it's going to be single-threaded or it's going to be multi-threaded, and there's not really a whole lot you can do about it there. If I was really good on here, I'd probably replace out all those spaces, and I'm going to do just that. I'm going to just, for the rest of them, I'll just make it a little bit easier on the eyes. But I'm not going to go in through the rest of them. Some that's left as an exercise for the reader. Oh, good. Congratulations, Ringazine. That's good. Thanks, Mr. Gibbs. So let's see. We got transaction isolation level, the grants. Okay, so this is the stuff that I really love. Requested memory, requested memory KB. Grant memory KB. Welcome to the club, Bishu. I'm not going to go for is request granted. I'm not going to go for required either. Query memory grant used memory KB. What a pain in the rear that'll be to type out. Jeez, holy smokes. And then ideal memory KB. I'm not going to hit any of those. Target total available. So, yeah, I do, but the problem is that alt stuff doesn't translate as well with Macs. You know, sometimes it gets a little weird with layers of VMs and remote desktops, so I tend to not to use keyboard modifier type stuff. I'm not going to hit as much on that. I think I could. I'll leave this as folks for if people want to copy paste that in. Workload I do want. Workload group name and resource pool name. Resource pool name. All right, there we go. That's perfect. All right, so let's copy paste that in. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, and paste. Welcome to the club, Olam. Okay, so now I got all those. Now let's change. Pull that guy over here. There's one other thing that I want to do is the ones that I I know, right? Never do something once manually in 1 minute. If you can spend 10 minutes automating it, you'll never do it again. So there are a couple of words that I would use. Grant is one of them. I'm just going to type in the word grant, not just because I love Grant Fritchie, but also because I just would, if I'm in here troubleshooting during an emergency, I want to see how much they got granted. So I'm just going to say plain old grant. And that's perfect. I think that's everything that I want inside there. Now, is it going to work? This is the diabolical part, because some of these might be aliases, and I don't actually know yet, and I'm not going to bother to test until we get there. Okay, so for it to work, what I need to do is I need to put this into production, and then I need to have a query running while I try it with several different sort methods. So I'm going to go take... over in, I think I trashed my window where I had a running query. So let's go just start another one. And so we'll say use Stack Overflow Go. And then we'll say select count star from DBO posts with index equals 0. And that should do it, go 100. And I'll just have it go 100 times so that then when I put SP Blitz-Who into production, oh my God, it actually compiled. Now I can run it a bunch of times with different sort orders. So now I'm going to say sort order equals session ID. I'm going to do it with spaces just to make sure that that didn't break. And good, that worked. Now I'm just going to start copy pasting stuff up there and executing. That didn't work because I did query cost ID. Now I don't have multiple ones in. All I'm really looking to do is to see if this stuff errors out or not. I'm not checking the validity of the sorts. Database name, paste, and then copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Somebody's going to like post a link to this on the YouTube. All he does is sit around and say copy paste. Thanks, Toby. So copy and paste. Aha! Duh, yay! We found one that's broken. Hey, Andy, good to see you. I shot you an email this morning too as well. So this is prod. This is my production. I mean, it's just the only SQL Server that I have to manage. I mean, I got like a dozen of them up in Amazon, but they're not production. They're just stuff for testing stuff. All right, perfect. So we have one that doesn't match up. So now I got to go find what request CPU time really is that I'm going to go through and sort by. So let's go find request CPU time inside the code. So let's say request CPU time. So request CPU time, request CPU time. So it's probably this. It's probably that coalesce right there is my guess of what it is. Then we'll come down here. So let's say coalesce of those two descending. And then you know what's going to happen. Because that's a request level metric. All of those are going to be coalesces too. So you're about to see me do a whole lot of crappy manual labor. Let's put this into production. Let's go run it again. Beautiful, it worked. So you know what's going to happen now. What's going to happen now is as I do the rest of these, I'm going to have to copy, paste, and coalesce that damn. All right. So let's do it. So we'll say coalesce. This time, in order to make it just a little bit easier, I'm going to cut these and copy them so that I can copy and just type in request CPU time, request CPU time. Now I'm going to coalesce a bunch of these guys because I can pretty well guarantee it's all the same. That's going to be that and that. The session ones might be different. I don't know what's going to happen with the session ones. Let's go find out. Session. Mark and McCase is like, oh my God, I got to get me some of this copy paste subscription screen. I got to subscribe to Brent so that I make sure that every time he starts doing copy pasting, I can sit here and watch him copy paste. Okay, so we got that put into production. Now let's try logical reads again. And it's, you moron, descending. Who the hell would do something like that? What an idiot. So let's put that into production, and then let's try this. You know what this is? It's not going to be request logical reads. The second one is going to be session. See how it says coalesce R and S? It's going to be something different. Yep. Yeah, you said copy pasted the wrong thing. Yeah, I think I copy pasted the wrong thing. So let's go look up at request CPU time. Let's find that inside the code. And whoops, I went right past it. So coalesce, that looks good. See how, oh, nice. Yeah. So, okay, so the request or the word request shouldn't have been in there. I need to pull that out. I need a t-shirt with a big, I do have my Clippy suit. I have my Clippy suit that's all, hey buddy, looks like you're trying to write a query. Maybe I could help you with my invisible suit. Woman, where is my super suit? I love that. That was just Samuel Jackson's finest cinema moment right there. Although it can be said that also I've got a lot of Pulp Fiction stuff, and I'm a really big fan of Pulp Fiction as well. All right, so there's request reads. Let's see if I got all of those. Save. Execute. Big money, no whammies. Why is it that I do live coding in front of y'all? Why is it that I do that? You know, if I really cared about looking professional, that's not something that I would really do. I would do, oops, I forgot to execute it. If I really cared about my reputation, I would not do this kind of thing. Oh, Halloween, that's not a bad thought. I don't know where I am at on Halloween. Catch your boobs. All right, so next up. So that was request logical reads. Let's try. It does make you feel better. Yeah, yeah. Request writes and then execute. Request physical reads, execute. Now, invalid column. Well, of course it is, because why would life be that easy? Then let's go see what the physical reads one is. Physical reads is just plain old reads, because Microsoft loves being consistent about their DMV names, just like I do. So, whoops, I need to find previous there. And there, whoops, nope, it was next. Find next. Yeah, lack of confidence is one way to put it. Idiocy would be another way that I would say it. Overconfidence would be another one. Okay, so let's see now. What is it? What was the Jack Palance? What was the Jack Palance thing? Confidence is very sexy, don't you think? Okay, so good. We got request physical reads. Now the session ones. Let's see if the session ones. I am definitely never doing that. I have absolutely never done drugs, and I have no intention of ever doing it. It's not that I think drugs are. I'm not even going to go there. I just don't have session CPU. It's right there. Session CPU. SCPU time. Oh, of course it is. Yeah, okay. All right. I can fix that. So let's go down a little, and it's there. So this was, I'm just going to take, so what's happening is the session metrics, I can just copy paste from right here from when we did the coalesce. So for example, where we have a session CPU, I'm just going to copy paste from SCPU time. Now I'm doing this, I'm walking you through this because you're not going to see it. I'm going to move it over a little bit, but you're still probably not going to see it as I work. So, all right, so here is SCPU time. Copy paste that out. Paste. Session logical reads, copy and paste. Now we can start to see why Dylan, when he coded this, did not go through all this work. Dylan's like, look, dude, all I need is a session ID. I'll be damned if I'm going to go do all this work for you. I don't blame him. If I didn't know how much this work was, I wouldn't have come in here and done this either. Because you know what? I bet, especially when we come down to some of these, I bet these are going to be a big pain in the rear. We'll find out. All right, so let's try that. Let's go see what that looks like. So that's session CPU, session logical reads. Let's try session physical reads and session writes. Session writes, tempDB allocations. This is where it's going to probably break again. Oh my God, it worked! Oh, yes! Yes! Oh, that's fantastic. Memory usage worked. Let's try deadlock priority. Oh my God, that would be, oh. All right, so deadlock priority, where's that at? Deadlock priority, where are you inside this? Deadlock priority is probably the requests deadlock priority. Okay, cool. So let's go get that. So that is this right here. Paste, save, execute, execute. All right, transaction isolation level. Okay, so it says ambiguous, so I'm just going to try R, because that's how I roll. Unstoppable. Requested memory. This one's probably not going to work. It did work. Oh my goodness, that's just fantastic. Could have stuck it all on a temp table. Yeah, the problem is that we're SP Blitz who we need to be so fast, like even the inserts into a temp table. I've hit situations where inserting into a temp table during heavy activity on SP Blitz who runs into problems just because you only run it when the server's really screwed. All right, so grant memory KB. Let's go track down where that one is inside the list of original columns. QMG granted memory KB. Okay. There's a bunch of cases in there, and I'm not going to bother with that. So paste and paste. So there's Grant. All right, there's Grant. Let's try that one. Now this one I can't imagine is going to work right. Yeah, no, of course it's not. Paste. Let's go find the source column name for that. Used memory KB. I'm going to remember this ideal memory KB. That's probably the next one that I need to go change. Oh, that actually looks like it works. That one might be okay. Paste. Descending. All right, save, execute, and execute. Yeah. Three more, and we're down the home stretch. And copy. Oops, that's ideal. I got that. Copy, paste. Almost. There we go. And here we go. Let's see. So that's WG name and RP name. Okay. I can get that. And so this is right here. That actually shouldn't be descending. That should be ascending. And then same thing here. I don't remember if that was RP. Let's try that. RP name. Ascending. Big money, no whammies. And that worked. And then resource pool name. And that worked. My work here is done. So we're going to save that, close it, stop my load generation query, close that. Nope. Close that. Nope. Let's come back over to GitHub. So now we have the changes that I made. So I don't really care on the default whether it's underscore or whatever. We have our newly added sort order, and we have all these sort orders that we added down here. So number, come in down here. Ashish, someone asked that already too. You can scroll back and look at that or listen to that in the earlier parts of the stream. So 2603, SP Blitz who, add more sort options. Number 20, add more sort options and work on case-sensitive servers. Closes, number 2603. I actually have a whole green suit. If you watch my Clippy webcast, if you search for Brent Ozar Clippy, there is a webcast where I use that, and I show you behind the scenes too. Did I not do a pull request? Oh no, I had to push it. Okay, cool. Now Control R. And then assign myself the labels and enhancement for SP Blitz who. This goes into the October release. Create the pull request. And we are done. No, I haven't done. I got to merge it. Okay, confirm the merge. All right, now, whenever I merge stuff into the first responder kit, I also have to go update the monthly release notes. So we have a blog post over in WordPress that describes the changes in this month's release. So this is this list of changes for October 2020. So let's scroll down and add under SP Blitz who changes, added sort order. Let's put this in here. Added sort order, or what we got to call it, an improvement. Improvement, added sort order parameter with that accepts most of the column names. So you can sort by things like session, ID, or memory grant. Number 2603, thanks, Dylan. And what's Dylan's last name? Let's go get to the original issue, copy, and then paste that over here, paste. And then Dylan is Petrusma, P-E-T-R-U-S, Petrusma. There we go. Yeah, I was like, that was exactly what I thought too when I saw the comment. I was like, well, green coffee mug, do you not understand the concept of how chroma key works? Okay, so that is one pull request done. So that's fantastic. So now let's go on to the next thing that I want to fix, and I'm going to talk you through it. So here's this one. Now let's switch over here for a second. So Now, the second thing that I want to do, we just worked on SP Blitz Who and added sort orders for that. I want to add, sort orders for SP Blitz Index. When I'm doing consulting work, one of the things that I do when people are having me give them a tour of their database, like I'll very frequently give somebody a tour of their database and I'm like, here are your performance problems, here are your reliability risks. That had nothing, I'm not even going to go there. One of the things that I love doing is showing people what their largest tables are and their largest indexes and asking questions about them. You would not believe the number of times where people are like, wait, why have we got 100 gigs worth of data in a logging table? Why have we got data in an archive table going back to 2003? What's this table called fact_backup_Rick? So in order to do that, normally what I do is I run SP Blitz Index Mode 2, which gives you an inventory of all of your indexes, and then I want to sort by size. But the problem is it's SQL Server Management Studio. You can't just click on column headers and magically sort. I would think in the day and age of 2020 that anything that shows data, you should probably be able to click on column headers and sort them. But I shouldn't throw too much shade at SQL Server Management Studio because after all, it is free. So I'm going to add a sort order option for SP Blitz Index specifically for Mode 2. So let's go see what Mode 2 looks like. So here, I'm going to work on this particular GitHub issue. Let's go over to SP Blitz Index, SP Blitz Index mode equals 2. So if I go into here, let's go into one of the big databases where it's actually going to make a difference. So in the full-blown Stack Overflow database, so here's a list of all the tables that I have, all the indexes that I have. But if I scroll across, there's this. Rows and reserved megabytes. And these are the two columns that I'm going to typically want to sort by. And I tell you what, when it comes to adding lots of sort order options inside here, I'm only going to add those two. I'm going to have the default sort order, and then you can override it for rows or reserved megabytes, but those are the only two I'm going to populate. And if somebody else wants to do a pull request for others, they can. And I'm only going to really do it for large objects, so I'm only going to do descending. So what I need to add, the thing I want, is sort order, just like we did a second ago, but then either rows or reserved megabytes. So we'll start. We're going to go do a new, go back to the dev branch. I'm going to go pull my changes. Welcome to the club, Makivo. As a reminder too, anytime you want to get reminders about me doing live streaming, whether I'm doing live coding, doing presentation previews, you can hit the subscribe button. Either follow me on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all of them. I live stream across all of them. So let's go pull the most recent changes, and then let's go start a new branch. What's my issue number? 2619, I think it was. 2619, that's how short my attention span is. SP Blitz Index Sort Order, new branch. And then let's go over and open SP Blitz Index. First thing that I need to do is 2600. It was 2600. There's a hacker joke in there somewhere. I'm going to go add a new parameter. So I'm going to say sort order. I think everything else in here we're doing is, because the table names we have nvarchar. So I'm going to do nvarchar. I'm going to do it as a 50 just to be a little equals null. Equals null. Accepts rows and reserved megabytes, just so that if people are looking in, they can see options. Accepts null, reserved rows or reserved megabytes. Okay. So I got my sort order now. Like I did with the SP Blitz Who version, I am going to 2623. You just keep changing your mind. So I am now going to copy paste the lower and replacing strings thing that we just did over from SP Blitz Who. So SP Blitz Who will go for sort order and take out the undercases. So let's get this copy and then put it in under here. We'll go past the helps, past all those. Oopsie daisy. Put that in there. Yep, exactly. So now we got the sort order. Now I need to get into mode 2's output. SP Blitz Index, just to give you a rough idea, 5,459 lines, so this is a little on the large side. In a perfect world, I would know exactly where to jump into, but instead I'm just going to have to do a Control F for mode equals 2. I don't know if I'm going to find it, because of course there can be stuff like spacing. So let's try, don't call it a comeback, but yes, also very good. I like what you did there. That was quite sharp there. Let's see if we can find it, mode. So I'm looking for the part where we do the work for mode equals 2. Yep, that's all fine. Layer 3 guru, which I can only assume is some kind of networking joke, which is amusing. I like that quite a bit. Let's see, table name is not specified. Isn't that exciting? Watch Bren hit enter. It's probably making my frame rate go crazy. If mode equals 0, we're getting close. Consider, okay, nope. Return results if mode equals 0, else if mode equals 4, else if mode equals 1. We have to be, yes! Yes, there were buttholes. There were spaces inside my search, but there were no spaces inside here, so that's funny. Okay, so now we've got this output stuff to table. I'm not worried about the output to table. Then that does the inserts for output to table. Oh, here we go. No, that's the table, the inserts things. And come down. If output type is anything other than none. All right, so this is what we want. This right here is the magical juicy juice. So now, welcome to the club, Mr. Muffino. Now I need to add in the order by. So here we're going to have, here's our order by. So I'll say case. Oh, man. I like it when order bys are just on one column. I don't honestly know what's going to happen when I... Oh, okay. It's multicolor order by. All right, here's what we're going to do. All right. Case when order by equals rows. Oh, we did rows. Then when order by equals reserved MB, then else end. So this is going to seem a little odd. This really is a little odd. Oh, it's not order by, you moron. It's sort by, sort order. And then N, and then this actually needs to have an @ sign in the beginning. Copy, paste, and then let's tab this over a little bit when sort order this. Now, why am I getting, oh, because I have to fill in. Okay, now I need to get the, columns that we're sorting by. So the rows one is, what's the name of the column that has rows? There it is, SZ total rows. I love it. Copy, paste down a little further. Then you. Now let's go get the one for reserved MB. Let's see what the column size or column name is for that. It's that right there. Copy and paste. Whoops. Paste. Else, why are you fuzzying? Invalid column name, database name. What? Okay, all right, look, I'll grab the whatever we're using as database name. It is I database name. It is I database name. I amused myself too much. So there we go, and then paste. I know, right? It's usually bad in terms of performance, but for stuff like this, I don't worry too much about it. Okay, so let's see what happens. I'm going to put that in. I'm also going to go back up to the top, and you know where I said sort order for only affects mode equals 2. I'm going to put that in there as a clarification, just so that people get I'm only implemented it for mode equals 2. Save. I don't want to execute this here. It needs to be over in the master database. So now we have it in the master database. Make sure I don't have it in drop proc dbo sp blitz index. Make sure that I don't have that. Okay, beautiful. Now, here we go. So the question becomes, did it sort by rows? And it did, but I forgot to say descending. Such a moron. All right. So let's come back down here to sort order. What an idiot. Come down here a little. There we go. So that's the part that I was missing. I forgot to sort by that descending. So let's say that descending. And then I'll say this is ascending just to be really good. I can't put descending there. I can't put descending there? Oh, that's so funny. Okay, cool. All right, so here's what we're going to do. So I need to be able to, that's true, not the DBA you're looking for. It's right, it's true, it does. So if I'm not able to put ascending and descending here, and I want to be able to leave the database names sorted ascending, what I need to do is negative rows and add the database name. Oh, D hot marker. Oh, I love it. That's nice. That's really good. That's excellent. I like it. So we'll go here. So good. That's why they pay him the big bucks, I'm telling you. So we'll go else 0, and we'll say descending, and this, and this, and I'm going to say shout out to D Hutmacher. All right, there we go, and execute that, and then let's see if it works. So, null. Oh, I like that even better. Okay, yeah, null. Well, can you do null descending? That's kind of interesting. Yeah, or skip it, the same thing. Yeah, okay, sure, we'll just do that. Null, because it's kind of funny. So we'll run it again, and now I'm going to go see if this gives me my largest tables in terms of rows, and it does! That is absolutely fantastic. That is very nice. Now, if we go by reserved MB, let's execute that one, and this should give us our largest tables, and it does not. Okay. What I probably did is it's sorting by alphabetically. It is. So what did I screw up on reserved MB? When sort order equals reserved MB. Did I not get this? Size total reserved. The other thing that I wanted to do was size too. I'm just going to copy paste that out and just say size. Space would be another one that I could see doing. So why didn't that work? Reserved MB. Did I do it as a lower? I said reserved MB. Total reserved MB. I wonder if that's a text string, because that would be messed up if that is a text string. Let's see. It is the reserved MB column, and it's not sorting. Let's look at the data type on the size reserved MB column. So size reserved MB. Copy, paste, numeric. Yeah, that's okay. That's the output for the string. Wow, so that's kind of messed up. So let's see. Let's come back to sort order. All right, so we got when sort order equals reserved MB, then total reserved space. Change the space to an underscore. Oh, nicely done. Nicely done. Oh, look at you. Sack, I would not have caught that in 15 minutes. Easy. Just to like you to see me groping around like a teenager in the back seat of a car. So let's give that another shot. Because I bet that Sack is exactly right, and Sack is exactly correct. That is fantastic. Now they're sorted by size descending. Let's also do size, just so that we can test that one. Not size F, because size F doesn't really do us any good, but just plain old size. And then let's look over at the size column, reserved MB, and it works. That is fantastic. I guess I might as well do reserved lob. I can see cases where people wanted to do reserved lob. Sure, why not? It doesn't hurt anything. So we'll go paste. Reserved lob MB, I think is the name of the column, reserved lob MB. Then let's go see what the reserved lob MB column name is. Oh, your lock weights. Oh, I also needed to do lock weights. Lock weight, I want, yeah, Exogrim. You're welcome to do the code review. You're welcome to do the code review. That's what open source is all about. If you don't like something, you're welcome to fix it. So now, aren't I? I'm totally a butthole. So let's go back to where is there's reserved lob MB. So let's copy paste that out. And then that's this guy right here. Then we'll also, I'm going to do this as just plain old lob because that's the way that I would call it. Then the other thing I wanted was lock wait time. So lock wait time. Is it a bug? Oh, you're probably thinking are here. This might be the one that you're thinking of here. If that Maxim, if that was the one that you were talking about, good job. That was a very good catch. So lock wait time. Lock wait time is also really useful for me if I'm trying to find where the blocking is at. So, I don't have a total lock time. We have row lock time and we have page lock time. I'll go with both of those. I'm just going to copy both of these out, copy and paste down here just so that we can go put them in pretty quickly. So we'll say paste. We will say Exogram, welcome to the club. So lock wait time, we'll put that in here. Then this. Then the page lock wait time, we'll put that in there. Then I'm going to add another custom one because that's how I roll. And I'm going to say lock time. And that's going to be the row lock time plus the page lock time. I'm going to go for total lock time overall. Plus, there we go. I like that quite a bit. All right, now when I execute this, I'm not looking to see the sorts because I don't actually have any locking on the system, but I just want to make sure that it doesn't explode. So let's copy each of these out and then switch over to our SP Blitz index window and just make sure that this doesn't actually error out. Copy and paste, execute, copy and paste, execute, and copy. Yep, exactly, Greg. Yep. Paste and execute. I love limp. Andy, I just got that. I just happened to look over and catch that. Okay. Wow. Oh, we actually had lock time. That would be kind of funny. Oh no, we haven't. We haven't had any lock time. Oh, but because it's 0. Oh, that's kind of tricky how that works. So some of these. So here's the deal with the locking. So I just caught a bug there. So with locking, some of the rows that I have here have 0 because the objects have been accessed. Some of them have null because they haven't been accessed yet. So I need to throw a coalesce in there because I don't want the zeros and nulls to sort in different order. I'm actually hungry too, not the DBA you're looking for. I'm actually like counting down. In 9 minutes, my nearest Starbucks opens. So the instant that I finish this pull request, I am getting in the car and driving over. I mean, I could walk, but I have a really nice stereo in the car. So let's go coalesce. Coalesce and put that in, comma 0. You got it. Helmut. Now, just to be completely accurate, I spell it with a UT, like Helmut, because he's German. But so coalesce, and then we'll go get our comma zeros in there. Copy, paste, paste, paste. All right, so now let's see. Execute, save. And let's try that again, because what I expect, since there hasn't been any blocking, what I expect is that I expect to see the tables in alphabetical order, and now that works. So that's fantastic. Let's go run the other two just to make sure that I didn't screw something up. Yeah, see, exactly. Make sure I didn't screw something up. Never take anything for granted. So I got something wrong on page lock wait time. So I have a coalesce. The frick? Oh, cool. Oh, cool. I'll get out of here quickly to give you, what the hell is, why would that not work? What did I miss on the error message? Incorrect syntax near the word when. Oh, I must have a key. I must have got a key in there somewhere. No. When, then, I got double parentheses there. I got double parentheses there. He says you were running everything. Oh, nice. Oh, good catch. Good catch. Thank you. Not the DBA you're looking for. Yeah, exactly. There are several of you got that one. Woohoo! That tells you just how you're not yourself when you're hungry. Let's go. Oh, and I also have donuts here. I forgot. Erica got me donuts the other day. Perfect. And then that works. All right. Is there anything else that I would want to sort by just as long as I'm in there? I don't really care about most of those. I don't really care. I can't imagine a situation where I would sort by most of those. Oh, yes, reads and updates. Oh, yes, 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 yes. So often when I'm working with clients, I'm trying to find the tables that have been updated the most frequently. So I'll sort by updates descending, and we'll say, okay, here's a really hot index, something that changes all the time, but nobody's reading from it. It's getting no reads whatsoever. Same thing with, I'll look at objects that have no reads whatsoever. So long as I'm in here, then I'm going to also do this one, because sometimes I've seen situations where this is really extreme, but the number of updates isn't quite to the top of the list yet. So let's go get those three. Total reads, I'll write them down since I'm in here. Total reads, user updates, reads per write. So copy those out. And let's go put this in over here. So I'll just paste this in so I've got them. And then copy this out, paste, 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 total reads, total user updates, and reads per write. And I'm going to put in slang for each of those here in a second too. I'm just going to do reads, writes, and ratio. But first I'll go get the columns that are involved. So we'll do our little fancy pants drag the thing down piece here so that I can scroll up to the top and get what the reads are. There it is. Total reads. All right, that's easy. Total reads. That worked out pretty well. Total reads. User updates. User updates. Reads per write. Ooh, oh, oh, ooh, oh. Oops. Okay, so something just occurred to me when I'm doing these sorts. I was like, oh, do we actually want these sorted by descending? And as I was thinking about it, I was like, yes, I actually do. I know, people forget about that all the time, so I always love showing that off because it's really cool. All right, so I like those. I want slang terms. I want slang for each of them, like shortcuts. So I'm going to copy, I'm going to copy each of those multiple times. And then, oh, good catch. It's not SZ. Let's find out what it is. Because Ben says it's not SC. Twitch Prime. Yeah, nice. It might not be SZ. I don't know which. One of you in here was like, I hate it when there's no alias. I'm usually with you. I really like having the full-blown alias in there, but because it's not there, I'm going to delete that out just in case. And then we'll say reads, writes, ratio. Okay, save. Oh man, I have up at the top, I have the documentation. That's not right anymore either. So I'll change the documentation up at the top as long as I'm up there. So let's say under accepts, I'm just going to go remove it. Screw documentation. That's how that happens. Execute. Let's put it into production, and then let's try. I'm going to copy paste out the columns that I added. And then, in order to really test this, welcome, Pedro. In order to really test this, I need to do some updates. So let's go do some updates. I'm going to say update DBO user set reputation equals reputation +1, where display name equals Joris. And let's see if that actually affects rows. It does. Okay, so let's go do that like 50 times. Go 50. Richie just earned 50 reputation points the hard way, so we'll let that go happen, do its thing. And then when that finishes up, he streams on Twitch. If you search for Andy Leonard on Twitch, and he'll probably put his, I don't know if that, that's pretty good. I don't know if, I want to say his name on Twitch is just Andy Leonard. Not just, his name is Andy Leonard on Twitch. Okay, so now let's try this. Let's say total reads, and let's see, execute. And so now, oh good, it is actually using the index on users in order to find Richie. That's very cool. It actually worked. Sorted by reads descending. Then we'll try our shortcut version of just plain old reads. Oh, good. I was wondering whether or not it would let you post the URL because we have like Surly Dev probably approved it. That's probably what that is. I hate saying people's names out loud on Twitch because I might like grab them to all of a sudden they're like, what did I miss? And if I did that to you, Surly Dev, it's totally okay. You're good. You can carry on. And then execute that. So writes, and the one with writes that had the most writes is the primary key on the users table because we just kept updating the index on there. Beautiful. That works fantastic. Oh, that doesn't work as well as I would like. It's not bad though. I'm going to deal with that. And then ratio, execute. And the reads per write ratio is, yep, perfect. All right. That works. Lies, that has my seal of approval. Oh, I was scrolling across though. I was scrolling across to see if there was anything else I wanted to add. I don't care about any of those. I'm not sorting by partitions. I already have the sorts on lock time in there. I'm not going to sort on lock escalation because I don't think that that's really super reliable. Forwarded fetches. Oh, I need forwarded fetches too. Okay, forwarded fetches. Let's try. Last time I dragged the line down and I got the wrong direction. Let's try this one. I'm gonna go this way. Yes. Oh, it's those small victories. Copy forwarded fetches. It does show hypotheticals. I don't know what the forwarded fetches column name is. Let's go see. There it is. Size total forward fetch count. Copy. Paste that down here. Paste. And then I'm going to also do just fetches just in case somebody finds that. Okay, perfect. Let's try that. I don't expect this to actually work. I mean, I expect it to work. I don't expect to see anything in there because I don't have any. I like that. I'll try that one. That sounds pretty good. And then forwarded fetches and execute. Daniel has a YouTube video actually on SSMS tips and tricks that he did, I want to say, for Group I. Howdy, Gladys. Welcome to the club. All right, good. So we have our changes done on SP Blitz Index. I'm going to close that, no, go over to GitHub. This is, I want to say it's issue number 2619. Yeah. So GitHub. So here are the changes that I made. I always like taking a glance at this just to make sure that I didn't accidentally introduce something that I didn't want to. Like this little, I removed a line, but I'm just going to live with that. So now my pull requests or my check in my changes, 2619. SP Blitz Index, add sort order param. Done on live stream on this beautiful, no, I'm not going to do that. Add sort order parameter, closes number 2619. Whoops, I hate it when I do that. And then commit, publish it, do a pull request, do a pull request. If I was really good, I should have done a documentation change to README inside there, but I did not. Brent Ozar, and label is enhancement for SP Blitz Index. And welcome to the club, Jitesh. And it's in October's milestone. Create the pull request and merge it. Merge the pull request. And then back over on the issue. Let's copy paste that out. I'm going to put it in the milestone for this month. Milestone this month, because I like putting animated GIFs inside here from time to time. Howdy, Mauricio. So we've got issue number 2619. Let's go add this to the changelog. So now, I'm going to put this up here. We'll say improvement. New sort, yeah, cool. New sort order parameter. Let's you sort the inventory output from mode 2 equals 2 by rows, reserved megabytes, forwarded fetches, lock time. What were the other ones that we did? Let's go look and see what that pull request had. And see what because this will show me real quick what the parameters were. So there was, we did reserve, we did size. I'm not going to put lob. Lock time, reads, writes. So where'd that go? Lock time, reads, writes. What else? That's good enough. All right, there we go. Reads, writes, and more. Number 2619. And then, oh, that's it, and very nice. Yes, G-Surgeon, that is correct. Let's close that window. Let's grab this link and paste this into the release notes. Paste that in, and we will save that draft. And there we go. So that is it for the morning. That I accomplished the things that I wanted to do there, that SP Blitz Who sort order and the SP Blitz Index sort order. And now I am going out to my nearest Starbucks to go grab coffee and they have an Impossible breakfast sandwich. I really like Impossible burgers. I don't think that the vegetarian burgers are necessarily any more healthy, but I feel a little bit better about not killing animals if I can't taste the difference. Like if the quality of the meat and whatnot feels like as good as regular meat does. And for me, like the Impossible breakfast sandwiches and the Impossible burgers, I'm like, it's pretty doggone good. The Beyond ones I've had hit or miss with, but the Impossible ones have been pretty good. So thanks everybody for hanging out with me, and I will see you. I'm probably going to do my question and answer streams on Saturday and Sunday. So those normal, I may not do it at the exact normal times, but around that same kind of thing. Oh, you're welcome, Bob the Lobster. Glad you liked it. So thanks everyone. Go head over to Andy Leonard's stream. If you go over to Twitch and search for Andy Leonard, he'll be streaming about SSIS next. So thanks everybody, and I'll see you all later. Adios.